Hello, friends. I'm Dana Bristol-Smith with Leap to Success. Thank you for joining me today for self-care in stressful times. And I just want to take a moment and acknowledge that it continues to be a really stressful time. We know that there are more and more cases of people testing positive for COVID. We know that here in California, we have a higher level of restrictions than we've had with our stay-at-home orders. So I just want to acknowledge the difficulties and the challenges that so many people are facing in our community. And I know for you who are joining us today, many of you work on the front lines. You're providing support to people who are struggling with housing, people who are struggling with mental health challenges, people who are struggling with healing from domestic violence. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for being someone who cares. And thank you for being someone who really serves our community. And that's why we are here today, to be able to provide service to you. So I'm glad that you're with us for this 30-minute session of self-care in stressful times. Have you heard that sitting has been called the new smoking? It's a phrase that came out a couple of years ago, and looking at the impacts on our health for people who are sitting so many hours during the day. And I know that many of you are sitting at home on your computers working, and not taking breaks is really unhealthy. Not stretching, not exercising, not taking good care. So for today's session, we have a special guest who I'm going to introduce you to in just a few minutes. And she is a personal trainer named Brittany, who is going to give us a stretching series of exercises, about a 15-minute series that you can do at home and that you can join in and do with us live today to counteract the effects of sitting. But before we do that, I'd like to check in with you for our weekly poll to see what your current level of stress is on a scale from 1 to 10. So Alyssa has just put up our poll. And if you would go ahead and take a minute and rate what your current level of stress is. Okay, I see people coming in at a 6, at a 3, at a 4. We'll let it run for about 30 seconds and we will see what the average is. And we like to do this check-in at the beginning of our sessions and then again at the end to see if what we're doing is helping you lower that level of stress that you're carrying. And I know for me, I really feel stress on my shoulders and my neck. So I'm really looking forward to our stretching today. Okay, it looks like our highest levels are between 5 and 6. So about a 5.5 is the average. So let's see what we can do to reduce that. For our guided mindfulness practice today, we have another special guest, and she's a dear friend of mine named Marcia Jen. And what I'm going to invite you to do is sit back, take some deep breaths, and close your eyes, and you're going to hear Marcia playing the harp and singing her beautiful song called You're Beautiful. So go ahead and sit back and relax and let yourself float away with Marcia. Here she is.
You're beautiful, love yourself. You're beautiful, embrace yourself. You're beautiful, accept yourself. You're beautiful, forgive yourself. beautiful. Love yourself, you're beautiful. Embrace yourself, you're beautiful. Accept yourself, you're beautiful. Forgive yourself. You're beautiful, oh, so beautiful. You're beautiful, so beautiful. You're beautiful. Love yourself, you're beautiful. Embrace yourself, you're beautiful. Accept yourself, you're beautiful. Forgive yourself. Ooh, so beautiful. Ooh, so beautiful. So beautiful.
Isn't that just lovely? That song, You're Beautiful, Embrace Yourself. And that's what we're going to do right now, is we're going to embrace ourselves. We're going to love ourselves by taking really good care of our body. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about our special guest today. Her name is Brittany De La Cruz. She is a Leap to Confidence graduate, and I'm very proud to say that. She's a personal trainer certified by the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and she's an Aztec alumni with a BS in kinesiology and pre-physical therapy. She has her own training and wellness business that offers online and mobile personal training. She specializes in rehabilitative exercises, coaching, sports performance, and women's empowerment, all of that. So it is my pleasure to welcome Brittany, who's going to come on now and lead us through a 15-minute segment of stretching to counteract the effects of sitting. Here is Brittany.
All right. Okay, ladies and everyone tuning in today. So we want to do some things today that are going to do completely opposite movements from the sitting plane. So most of the time we work in one plane. So we type in one plane, we drive in one plane, and oftentimes we don't get the mobility and rotation in the lumbar spine and along the chain of the body that we need. So we'll start out today standing. So if any of you have any issues or have been standing all day and might want to sit, you can do this in the opposite direction. So go ahead and do the sitting or standing, but this is for the trunk rotation. So we'll start out here. We're going to spread our legs nice and wide. And what I want you to do is take a deep breath, inhale as you lower down. We're going to do 5 squats here. Taking a deep breath, inhale through your nose as you squat down. Exhale up to standing. 4 more here. So you're going to inhale through the nose and open mouth, exhale up to standing. Again. And all of this should just be breath to movement, slow, controlled movement. Imagine that you're kicking your sit bones back, reaching for the chair behind you, staying flat in your feet, exhaling, thrusting your hips forward, okay? So the idea here is that you're rotating your hips back and exhaling up to the top here. So now we're going to open our palms nice and wide here, taking a deep breath, inhale. Sorry if you can't see my head here. So we're gonna take a deep breath, inhale with our arms spread out nice and wide. And we're gonna exhale over to the right side. Looking up towards the ceiling, drawing your awareness up towards the ceiling. We're gonna hold here. So we don't need to bend too hard into this stretch. I want you to take a deep breath, inhale through the nose, and open mouth, exhale. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, slowly coming up to the top here, arms wide out. And open mouth, exhale as you tick-tock the arms over to the left side. Drawing that right hip out over to the side. Let's go ahead and bring our awareness up to the ceiling here. Taking another deep breath, inhale through the nose. And open mouth, exhale. Good, with a deep breath, inhale through the nose. Let's do that 2 more times here. Inhale to the top. And open mouth, exhale. Tick-tock the arms over to the right side, reaching out of that left palm. Try to think about engaging the fingertips up above you. So this palm here that I have above my head, reaching towards the ceiling. Try to really extend and engage those fingertips out nice and wide. We're slowly gonna inhale, coming right back up to the top. Exhale, tick-tock the arms over to that opposite left side, reaching out of the right fingertips now. 2 breaths here. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. One more time here. And exhale, slowly guide the body all the way back up to the top here. Good, so now what I want us to do, go ahead and draw your feet to touch here. Both feet to touch, and we're gonna start with bending and hinging by the waist. So what I want you to do is you're gonna draw a deep breath, inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, you're gonna forward bend. You can slight bend to your knees here. Hang your head and your arms heavy, placing the weight over your hips. This should feel pretty good here. So just relax your forehead down on the mat. See if you can see what's behind you here. Take a deep breath, inhale. We're gonna slowly lift up halfway, sliding our fingertips up our shins. Open mouth, exhale as we forward and fold. Now let's come all the way up to standing. Ready? Taking a deep breath, inhale through the nose, tucking your chin into your chest. Inhale all the way up to standing. And I'm gonna come down onto my knees here, stay standing. Inhale up to reach both hands high. And open mouth, exhale, draw your hands to heart center. We're gonna do that one more time, standing, okay? So we're gonna hinge by our waist forward. Exhale all your air out. We're going to inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold, hinging by the waist, forward fold. Be very gentle. You don't need to stand too straight here and lock the knees out. Just relax the neck and shoulders above the waist. You can stand a little bit wider if that feels a bit more comfortable in your low back spine. We're going to do that again and inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to stand up. Inhale all the way up to standing. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Inhale up to reach above the head. Standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Let's start over right where we were, up to standing. Open the palms out nice and wide like a T. Inhale. Exhale, tick-tock the arms over to the right side. Once again, inhale through the nose up to the top here. Open mouth, exhale, tick-tock the arms over to that opposite side. Inhale up to standing. And exhale your hands to heart center. Good, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out doing, you can stay standing here. I'm gonna come down onto my knees to stay in this frame. And we're gonna focus on doing some chest and shoulder rotations. So oftentimes when we're sitting, we call pronation when the spine hinges forward and that curvature in the spine where the chin hangs over the chest and our shoulder blades come down is called pronation. So we wanna activate the back of our muscle groups here right behind the back side of the body. So what we'll do is we'll start out stretching here. So taking your arms out nice and wide here like a W, we're gonna take a deep breath, inhale, opening the palms out wide. Imagine that you're squeezing your shoulder blades down and back and actively pull the chin back as if somebody's palm is directly in front of your face. And you don't want your chin to touch that because it has COVID. Take a deep breath, inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades back. Exhale, go ahead and bring the palms and elbows together. Breath to movement, inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades back. And open mouth, exhale as you push the palms and elbows together. 3 more here. Deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Again, inhale. And open mouth, exhale. Good. 2 more here. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. And you're still standing here. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Let's inhale the arms out nice and wide. Let's exhale and go ahead and push above the head. Imagine that you're doing a jumping jack and both hands are touching above the head. Exhale to the top. Again, inhale to lower the palms down. Squeeze the shoulder blades back behind you. And exhale as you reach above the head. 3 more here. Deep breath in. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. And open mouth, exhale to the top. Again, inhale through the nose as you squeeze the shoulder blades down and back. Open mouth, exhale. Last 2 here. Good, and again. Good, now let's go ahead and take our palms to center here. We're gonna clasp our fingertips in front of our chest, okay? And we're gonna actively extend our shoulders forward, okay? So we're gonna push and engage our shoulder blades forward. Now as we do so, we're gonna tuck our chin down into our chest. So my fingertips are here, pointed. I've got my fingertips clasped. I'm gonna inhale as I draw my chin into the chest. Exhale, I'm gonna pull my shoulder blades back, sitting up as nice and tall as you can get here, okay? Again, inhale as you push the fingertips forward, drawing the chin into the chest. Open mouth, exhale to the top. Last 3 here, inhale. 2 more, in 2. Good, and 1 more here. Inhale down to reach. And open mouth, exhale. Good, go ahead and release your palms down. As we're standing here, we're gonna inhale both of our hands high. Inhale, lengthen your hands high. Reach above the ceiling, reach towards the ceiling. Open mouth, exhale, dropping your right palm down. Really engage the left palm. With a deep breath, inhale through the nose, both hands high, lengthen. And open mouth, exhale as we drop the left palm down, lengthening out of our right palm. Good, deep breath, inhale, both hands high. Exhale, we're gonna open the chest and heart out. Cactus arms, open the chest and heart out to the ceiling. Again, inhale, both hands high. Exhale, dropping the right palm down and lengthening out of the left side. Good, inhale, both hands high. Let's take the opposite side and open mouth, exhale as we drop the left palm down. Good, one last time, inhale, both hands high. And exhale, opening the arms out to cactus arms. Exhale, all your air out, opening the chest and heart. Inhale, mountain pose, reach above the head. And exhale your hands to heart center. Now we can do these seated or on the floor here. If you guys have some space on the floor or have a mat. If we're at work here, you can sit back onto the chair. And what I want you to do is we're going to focus now on stretching some of the muscles right around the neck here. Because oftentimes when we're kind of in this workspace here, we get into that pronation and we got to pull that back. But you oftentimes need to stretch these muscles out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and raise our left hand high. We're going to place that right palm directly across the left chest here. And what I want you to do is you're going to take a deep breath, inhale through the nose. And exhale, look up to the ceiling and lean your head to the opposite direction of this palm, okay? So instead of leaning towards the left, you're gonna lean your head over to the right side. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale through the nose and open mouth, exhale. You should feel that. You can be pushing down onto this shoulder blade one more time. And open mouth, exhale. Opening the shoulder out and right behind the chain of the neck. Good, we're gonna release and switch here. So let's take the opposite palm here. Go ahead and draw that right palm up and try to elevate that elbow about the same length of that shoulder here, okay? We're gonna place that left palm onto the chest now, taking a deep breath, inhale. Exhale the head over to the left side. 2 more breaths, inhale. and open mouth, exhale. Just relaxing down into the stretch of the neck. Again, inhale and open mouth, exhale. Good, let's come right back up to center here. Okay, now let's go ahead and bring the chin down into the chest, taking a deep breath, inhale through the nose. And open mouth, exhale, slowly guiding the chin all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale out. Good, draw your awareness in your posture, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, drawing the chin to the chest. And open mouth, exhale, drawing your awareness right back up to the ceiling. One last time here, inhale, chin to chest. And open mouth, exhale. Good, taking a deep breath, inhale through the nose, right back up to that seated position, sitting up nice and tall here. Let's open mouth, exhale, that right ear over to the right shoulder. Good, inhale your head right back to center. One more time, right ear over to the right shoulder. Good, inhale right back to center. Exhale the left ear over to the left shoulder. Good, inhale again right back to center. And exhale left ear to left shoulder. Try to keep the awareness of pulling the shoulder blades down and back, and just gently hanging the left ear over to the left shoulder. Good, let's inhale right back to center. And exhale to relax down here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place our fingertips to heart center here. And as you can see, my shoulder blades seem pretty relaxed because my elbows are down here. So what I want to do is elevate your elbows a bit higher here, okay? So the elbows are parallel with the ground, okay? So taking a deep breath, inhale, our fingertips to touch. Exhale, we're going to go ahead and actively push and engage the palms to touch, keeping the elbows high. Again, inhale, coming to the fingertips. Open mouth, exhale as we push into the palms. Let's do two more here. Inhale into the fingertips. Open mouth, exhale, pushing into the palm. Really articulate the digits out, spreading the fingers out wide so you feel that compression into the palm, okay? And if that's too much, you don't need to push too hard. You can drop the arms a little lower to the heart center, okay? Again, inhale, let's do one last one here through the fingertips. And open mouth, exhale, pushing through the palm. Now, some of the occupational stretches that we have sometimes at the therapy clinic is placing the palm down and oftentimes stretching the flexors and the extensors, which are on the top side of your arm, of the forearm, and the bottom side. So if you guys ever have time to, always make time to break, but if you do, place your palm on the opposite palm here, and just right above the wrist here, you just keep the wrist down, okay? You don't need to push down and back into the body, okay? You just hold the wrist down, and you take that in. You can take 3 quick breaths here as you do that, and exhale to release, okay? So let's do the opposite side. I'm gonna go ahead and place my fingertips down on the wrist, okay? Extending my arms forward, taking a deep breath, inhale, and exhale out. Okay, now let's go ahead and place the fingertips forward. And what I want you to do, imagine that you're folding, you're bringing water up. Okay, you're scooping water up above you. So let's do, this is called internally rotating or supinating the wrist here. Okay, so sometimes you need that rotation. Then this also helps if anybody is afflicted with carpal tunnel. Should really help with carpal tunnel as well. So now let's switch directions. We'll start with the palm out here, taking a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, rotating the wrists inward, okay? Rotating the wrists down and inward. For 4, let's do 3 more. Last 3, and 2, one more here, and down. Perfect, so we'll keep the palms out. All right, ladies, so go ahead and keep the palms here. Now remember, just finding the awareness in your posture and finding time to make sure that you're breaking in between the working sets. So try to stay aware and remember to take some of these guided stretches. If you need to, change the state, come to standing and bring the blood into the trunk of the body. And remember to take some of these good active stretches that can help the neck in very isometric ways where you're just stretching and holding the stretches and coming back to breath. So I hope that many of you can use some of those stretches this week and practice some of those. And if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out and hop into any of my stretching classes. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Brittany. Go ahead and stay on, because what I would like to do is open it up for questions that any of our audience has.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you'd like to write any questions in the chat, this is your opportunity to ask Brittany, who's a personal trainer. And I'm going to ask Alyssa to go ahead and we'll put Brittany's website up in the chat and also her email, so you can reach out to her directly. But if you have any questions now, go ahead and type them in and we will see. You can have your questions answered. Brittany, I have one.
Yes.
What I notice is one side is a lot tighter than the other, like especially in my neck and shoulders. Is that, should I do more stretching for the tight side, or what's best?
Yes, yes. Sometimes if we're afflicted and you have usually pain is caused by inflammation. And oftentimes when we're affected by that inflammation, you do want to work and stretch the joint that's affecting that area. So let's say it's my right shoulder and I'm right-handed. Some of the best things to do would be to focus on the affected joint or muscle group. So if it is a neck or shoulder, you oftentimes want to stretch above the affected area. So if I have a shoulder problem on my right side and I constantly am lifting and working with my right hand and arm, oftentimes you want to work below this joint and strengthen stretches below, like on your arm, and you'd focus on your bicep, or behind on your tricep, or you'd focus above on the neck. So oftentimes, and sometimes even tendonitis, if you get affected with any type of inflammation in the joint on the elbows or the fingertips, you go above them. So you start working on rotating and finding movement and other parts of the body that can mobilize and get good fluid back in there, So,
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
That's helpful. Yeah, we're getting some questions now. So the first one, do you teach yoga as well?
Yes, actually, I used to work at Core Power Yoga.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked as a physical therapy aide for about 2 years. So, and one of my first mentors was a physical therapist and chiropractor from the Chargers. So that's kind of where I sought my mentorship and started working in the clinics. But yoga, I felt, was a very, very, it's a very important practice because it brings in the breathing aspect and meditation into mobilizing the body and physical activity. So it's a beautiful marriage between engaging the spirit, and opening the body up with movement and breath. So I think it's a beautiful thing. And yes, I do yoga as well. Yes.
Great. What I noticed, Brittany, with I don't mean to interrupt. What I noticed with the breathing, you were saying, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And that's a practice that we do with soft belly breathing also. And I know that really helps to get rid of stress.
Oh, yeah. That's something that's implemented in a lot of physical therapy clinics, is finding awareness to the breathing and the motion. It's so important. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see. We've got a few more questions. One of our participants is saying that was very helpful. Can we do this once a month? And we'll see, but you can certainly reach out to Brittany to set something up regular with her. And then we will have this on our YouTube channel. So you can go back and do these same exercises with Brittany, which would be really cool. Someone else is wanting a schedule of your classes.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So yes, Brittany, would it be best for people to go to your website for that information?
Feel free to reach out through my website, and you can send me an email, and I can shoot you an email out with more information if anyone has further questions about that.
Okay, that's great. Let's see what else. Someone is saying that felt great. I don't sit all day, but I certainly felt those stretches. Makes me understand I need to do this more often.
Good. Yes, we all do. Yeah.
And then another person said, any stretches for pain or tightness right below the shoulder blades?
Yes, good question. That's a very common area we're all affected in. It's called the thoracic spine. It's your mid-back spine. The best things that are recommended in therapy or rehabilitation for that are things of rotation. So kind of like what I've mentioned from the beginning is we oftentimes sit in single planes. So we're working here. When we go walking and exercising outside, you're working in one plane. And oftentimes we don't get the rotation here in these moves in 45-degree angles. We don't oftentimes get rotation in the spine. And to do that, that actually targets the mid-back spine, which is your thoracic. So the best things to do when you have tightness below the shoulder blades, which are typically your rhomboids, so they're the muscle groups that harness the spine to the shoulder blade. You want to open the palms up, and doing some of those W's that we did earlier helps rotate the back, squeezing and engaging your shoulder blades to actively move that part of the rhomboids and the thoracic spine. An additional one there would also be rotation. So if we're standing and I'm pointing forward, just rotating my upper body here, keeping your head straight and forward, drawing that breath and exhaling back to center. So as you can see, we're trying to engage the spine and actively engage the twist very softly. We don't ever need to pull in the stretches, but those rotations are very important to bring blood and stretch the fibers that are right along that thoracic spine. So yes, if you want to loosen up those shoulder blades, oftentimes any affected joint, you go above or below. So think about doing some of those neck stretches we did and a little bit of some rotational movements. So that would be great for you.
Yeah, that's great to remember, to go above or below. Someone said, oh my, OMG, that rotating felt amazing. Thank you so much. That's really cool. Oh, Brittany, this was wonderful. I really appreciate you sharing your expertise with us and helping us. My shoulders definitely feel looser now.
Good, I'm so glad.
Wonderful. And so friends, you can reach out to Brittany at sdbritfit.com in the chat, so copy that. Visit her website, and let's do a final check-in with you. What is your current level of stress? I know for me, I think my shoulders went down a couple inches, so that was very nice. And okay, I see people coming in right now. Wow, 2, 3, 5. Go ahead and let us know. This will be up just for a few more seconds. It's really cool. Okay, as those are coming in, I want to share this quote with you from Diane von Furstenberg, the clothing designer. And she says, it's so important to take time for yourself and find clarity. The most important relationship is the one that you have with yourself. So by being with us today in self-care and stressful time, you are nurturing the relationship that you have with yourself. And it looks like the most responses we got on that current level of stress was down to a 2. So that is very awesome, since we were at about a 5.5 before we started. So good job, Brittany, in helping us decrease our stress. I really appreciate you being on with us. And friends, thank you so much for joining us. Our friends who are on Facebook Live with us, or if you're watching with YouTube, or if you're live here on Zoom. I'm Dana Bristol-Smith with Leap to Success. And be well, my friends. See you again next week. Bye-bye.